Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for another fragrance review. Today what I'd like to review is a classic fragrance. It's going to be not from the 80s this time, it's going to be from the 70s. And this is Bogart by Jacques Bogart from 1975. It's also known as Bogart Signature. And, I would base that upon maybe the look on the box here with the pen writing the name Bogart here. Of course, we'll take a look at the presentation, we'll take a look at the notes, we'll take a look at the performance, and when to wear it, how to wear it, my thoughts, and of course the overall rating. So we'll just get right to it. We'll take a look at the presentation for this. So picked this fragrance up recently. Really enjoy the house of Jacques Bogart a lot. I love the performance, I love the price point, and I love the smell. This one is a little different. This is probably the most different of the ones that I've picked up from the house too. So before we get into that, again, we're going to take a look at the presentation, and it's really cool for this particular fragrance. I really like it too. So let's take a look at the box. Bottle's inside. So the whole front right here, it says white. And if you look closer, you're not going to be able to see it here. You can see the Bogart B. Maybe you will be. Maybe the Bogart B pattern all over the front of the box, but it's very subtle. It's slight. It's nice, and that's a really cool addition, I think, to it. And then Bogart written in what looks like a fountain pen here, and then a black and gold pen. It's raised lettering on the box here. Natural spray, eau de toilette, that's the concentration, and Jacques Bogart, made in Paris. It's a 3-ounce bottle, so it's 90 ml. On the top, you got nothing much going on. On this particular side, nothing much going on but the reflection there. And then on the other side, you got some ingredients and some brand information too. And on the bottom, of course, your serial number, batch code, and some more info. So on the back, white back, but again, the Bogart B is there. You can kind of see it faintly too. Sorry for the glare. But it is something that if you look closely, and I didn't notice it right away, I just thought it was a regular white, but I thought that was pretty cool. So interesting thing, the box doesn't open this way. It actually opens front, which is different too. So again, the Bogart B pattern inside the box, you can see. I think that's pretty cool. I like the inside detail. Really good details of the presentation. This one comes with a mini aftershave balm, but once again, there's absolutely nothing in this tube. I don't know why I even get them, because nothing's in it. I squeeze it, nothing comes out. I don't know what the heck's in it. Maybe there's like one little drop or it evaporated. Because again, this is an older fragrance too. So, but I don't, that's kind of lame. I'm actually a little irritated by that. It's happened to me with One Man Show as well. But anyway, let's take a look at the bottle. So, cool bottle, right? So we'll take a look at the front. Bogart, dark bottle, thick glass. Says Bogart right here, line underneath it. Eau de toilette, Pour Homme, vaporizer, natural spray here, Jacques Bogart, and Paris. Again, 3 fluid ounces, so it's a 90 ml on the back. And the sides, nothing much going on. On the bottom, you got some raised glass, so there's no sticker, which I like. That usually shows it's a quality bottle. One thing to point out, and I picked this up recently, every single Jacques Bogart fragrance that I own, the sprayer is built into the bottle. And in this case, that's not. So, the sprayer has a gold atomizer here. You can take a look. And one thing about the cap, it comes off and you got the Bogart B. Unfortunately, if you can see, I received it and there was a little bit of damage to the top. So I'm a little disappointed there. I'm not going to hold that against the fragrance or the company. I'm going to hold it against the seller that I got it from. But, it is what it is. For the price point, it would be more of a hassle for me and time for me to try and, get a new bottle just for a little chip there. It is what it is. I'll deal with it. But I really like that it's the gold B on top of the black. I think that's so cool. What a nice touch. Obviously, I really like gold. And I think this is cool. The gold atomizer here, you can kind of see it sits on top. Really nice bottle. A little smaller in terms of the amount of ml from the regular other Jacques Bogarts that I've had, but let's take a look at the distribution. Very nice. Very nice. I can smell it already too. So I'll set that one right here. The notes, not a super complex fragrance. The top note is rosemary and lemon blossom. And you get that kind of subtle citrus right in there, but I can definitely smell the rosemary. Middle notes, cloves, nutmeg, and juniper, and geranium. And in the base, you've got oak moss, leather, and birch. I definitely get the leather, a little bit of oak moss, birch, not so much. I really like this one. What it reminded me of a lot was a fragrance that came out 2 years prior to this one. This one came out in 1975. The one it reminds me of is one of my favorite barbershop fragrances of all time, and that is Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, which came out in 1973. So, this isn't a fragrance battle. Which one's better? There's no question. This is better in my opinion for sure. But it's different. There's subtle similarities, and then there's definitely some differences too. So this one is a little darker, a little spicier, whereas Paco Rabanne Pour Homme is soapier, a little cleaner, more of a barbershop, where this one's, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't have the same 100% characteristic DNA that Paco Rabanne Pour Homme does, but it's very similar. And again, distribution on this is good, as I just showed too. So performance-wise, not as insane beast mode as some of the other fragrances from the house of Jacques Bogart are, like One Man Show or Silver Scent, which apparently takes up the whole room. Bogart Pour Homme performance is incredible. And let's see, what are another ones that I have from that house? Either way, and again, like you can think of any of the One Man Show lines that are available. But this one is, I would say, 6 to 8 hours, but probably closer to 6, which is average. It's not terrible. And the sillage is decent. I'd say people within an arm's length of you could probably pick up on the scent. It's not overwhelming. It's definitely got that old school vibe to it. So maybe that's why they didn't make it so strong. It's not one of their newer fragrances. Some of the other Jacques Bogarts that are a little stronger came out maybe 5 years after this one did. So I would say, this is good to just like average to good performance too. Nothing crazier. Bogart Pour Homme, a Silver Scent, One Man Show are going to project, fill up a whole room, and stick with you until the next day. Whereas this one, after I would say that 6 hour to 7 hour mark, it becomes kind of a skin scent. You really have to bring your nose to your wrist to smell it too. But it's not a bad thing, and it's okay to have fragrances that are not overwhelmingly powerful. But this one is definitely old school, but it's classic. It's not dated. It doesn't make me feel like it's got the old man style to it. I really enjoy it. It's very masculine, and it's a powerful fragrance. Definitely a staple in anyone's collection if you're interested in fragrances at the level that I would be, or many other reviewers on YouTube are. So my thoughts on this fragrance. Season-wise, I know we're in summer, and unfortunately, a lot of the fragrances I recently picked up are more suited for the fall and winter and colder temperature than some of the summer fragrances I have. I would say this probably would, I don't know about perform better, but maybe it would be more suited for it because it's heavier. It's heavier, it's a little darker than Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, like I was saying, so it might be best for colder weather. Definitely could be daytime or nighttime, I think. Definitely semi-formal to formal. I wouldn't wear this casually. I'm not going to wear this one hanging around my house, or if I'm just going to grab a bite to eat. I think work, or if you're at a formal event, this would be perfect for that because it definitely has got that mature vibe to it, which I always think goes hand in hand with a formal event in terms of a fragrance. So, again, day or night, it's definitely a slightly heavier fragrance. It wouldn't necessarily be a crowd pleaser, or it's definitely not mass appealing, at least in this day and age now, when you look at some of the aquatic blue scents that you can get over the counter at Macy's. You'd have to get this one through a distributor or online or someone that you know. But it's definitely a classic fragrance, and it's definitely got that old school vibe to it, which I really enjoy. And I really do like this fragrance. Unfortunately, it falls short slightly in its performance. The smell is not super unique because I think it sort of reminds me, it's got a hint of Aramis, it's got a hint of Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, but it's still a great cologne, and I really enjoy it. Presentation-wise, 10 out of 10. You can't beat this one. I like that it has a sprayer. It's not built into it. I like the cap. I think that's cool. The box is beautiful. I really like it. Bottle is solid. Performance-wise is 6.5 out of 7. Let's just go 6.5 because that's what I initially thought of first because of the 6 hour limit there where I felt like it almost really wasn't around anymore. But during the 6 hours, it performs okay. You can still smell it. You're still going to get the hint of it. And the smell is great. Is it super unique? No, not necessarily. So I'm going to have to put it at a 7. So overall, I'm going to give this fragrance a 6.5 out of 10. Not a bad score, not a bad fragrance at all. It's an awesome fragrance. If you're into that, again, that's kind of like heavier, darker, slightly soapy clean, mix between Aramis and Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. Check Bogart Pour Homme out, or excuse me, it's not Bogart Pour Homme, Bogart Signature or Bogart, I don't know. It's also called Signature sometimes, again, because I think of the pen look, but this is a good fragrance. I would definitely check it out if you're interested in that. And if you have any experience with this one, please comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you like this one, or if you prefer a different fragrance that smells similar, or even if you don't like it, let me know why. And remember to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Thanks so much, guys. Talk to you soon.